Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, non-binaries of all ages, welcome to How to Make a Literal Cat in Your Favorite RPG. I hope you're not here to do character creation the right way, because we don't do that here. This is the Cat Creation Podcast, hosted in part by me, Joel Holland. What's up?
Not much, Joel. I am the other host in part of this show, Avalon. What's up?
Avalon, I hate to do this to you, but I was talking to the audience when I said what's up just now.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Take the floor, audience.
It's okay, they didn't respond.
I'm sure somebody listening in their car just responded, you know.
Yeah, for sure, that definitely happened. Our car audience definitely believes that they can speak to us through the speakers, through time even. Even though no time traveler showed up to help me with my thing.
He's running late, okay?
He's a time traveler.
And who's to say they can't run late, okay? Maybe his calculations were off.
Again, he could just go back and fix them. Who would know? Certainly not me.
Fair. But we're not dealing with time travel today. We're dealing with something else entirely.
Well...
Oh? Am I mistaken? Is there time travel here?
There is some time travel magic used in Dragon Age Inquisition, actually.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, yeah, we're doing the Dragon Age RPG to correspond with the new video game that is coming out tomorrow, because we are #topical.
Hell yeah, we are. So you can get your tabletop fix of Dragon Age before you get your video top fix of Dragon Age.
Whatever they just said. Anyway, so yes, this is the Dragon Age RPG made by Green Ronin Publishing. It is not a video game, it is a tabletop game with dice and everything.
And everything. That's my favorite part of tabletops.
I've read through this book once before. I don't remember exactly how it works, but I do remember the dice system being kinda interesting. So it's like a standard 2d6 sort of dice system. Your odds are played off that, but there's also a die called the Dragon Die, which is also a 6-sided die, and it affects the outcome.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a neat little thing. I don't know how much that'll come up in character creation, but since you've got to learn to play the game anyway for November, then,
it'll be useful knowledge.
Yes, someone will find it useful.
Okay, well, before we jump into making a character with the Dragon Age rules, we have some rules of our own on this show.
Yeah, I suppose we do.
These are our cat creation rules. Joel, go ahead, kick us off here.
Yep. Okay. First and foremost, we accept no cop-outs. We're making a cat, the exact animal that comes to mind when I say the word. No anthropomorphic races, no people turned into cats, no lions, tigers, or any other cop-out you could imagine. Also, probably no demon-possessed cats for this setting.
Yeah, no demons turned into cats either.
Well, I've never seen a demon turn into a cat, but I have seen a cat abomination, so...
In real life?
No, in Dragon Age.
Oh, okay. Moving on, rule number 2 is we cannot use homebrew/house rules. If the rules in the rulebook do not allow us to do something, we count it as a rule broken. And if we come across rules as written versus rules as intended, we go with whichever one says no.
Rule number 3. If the game includes stats for a literal cat, those must be used or adapted to the game's character sheets. Now, I should probably double check on this because, as we know, cats do exist in the Dragon Age setting.
Yes. This was confirmed by one of your TikToks and Twitch streams.
Yeah, also, everyone who knows the setting, who knows Anders in particular, knows that there's cats in Dragon Age.
Is Anders a cat in Dragon Age?
No, Anders is a mage who had a pet cat. When you met him in the Origins DLC Awakening, then you could give him a pet cat, and then when you meet him again in Dragon Age 2, he says that he left the Wardens because they didn't let him keep his cat.
Wow. That's some dedication. We love that for him.
Yeah.
But yes. Do we have stats for a literal cat?
I'm trying to find out if we do. Other creatures, let's see. Deepstalker, Glowing Slime, Golems, Rock Wraith, Werewolf, Sylvans, Varteral.
I'm looking at the index right now, and it doesn't say anything about a cat.
Nah, I don't see cats listed under the enemy types they give us. We've got all kinds of demons. We've got abominations. No cats. Got an arcane horror. Got a zombie type thing. We got dragons. We got wyverns. No cats. We've got a stat block for the archdemon, but no cats.
I control F'd it. The only mention of cats in this book is cat burglar. So yeah, no cats.
No cats. Ooh, we got Mabaris.
What is a Mabari?
A Mabari is a war dog. They are incredibly big, strong, and smart. They are capable of understanding human speech and will pack bond with one individual.
Interesting. But not a cat from the sounds of it.
No, it's a dog, in fact. But we're not doing that show.
Yeah, no.
No one would ever make a show called How to Make a Literal Dog in Your Favorite RPG. That's like completely against our thing.
Yeah. Rule number 4 is the character, class, background, playbook, job, what have you, must exist in the game's core rules or as part of an official expansion. We cannot use homebrew classes. They don't exist. And we are not looking at an official expansion today, just the core rulebook.
Well, technically, this version of the book contains all of the expansions.
Oh, okay. I saw core rulebook, so I just assumed it was like base game stuff.
No, the base game only covers concepts introduced in Dragon Age Origins. There was an expansion added when Dragon Age 2 came out, talking about Kirkwall and the Free Marches. And then when we got Dragon Age Inquisition, there was yet another little bit of stuff added on.
Okay, gotcha.
I don't know if they're going to make an expansion for Veilguard. It would be cool to see, because we've really seen nothing of Tevinter up to this point in time in the setting, and now we're going to be spending the whole game there, so...
Nice.
Yeah, I guess.
Is this not a nice place?
I mean, it's not about the place, it's about... I have concerns about the game itself, considering everything that's A, that's happened, B, that's been shown, and C, what's been said by the people who are left at BioWare.
Ooh, well, I guess you'll figure that out tomorrow.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, I think it's gonna be a good game. They've got some decent design philosophy behind, like, the quest design and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But they didn't make a Dragon Age game. They made Fantasy Mass Effect.
Hey, all I know is it's got great hair physics.
Somehow I doubt that.
That was like a huge selling point. What do you mean?
Was it?
I don't think so. I think people noticed it in like one of the gameplay trailers, and people were like, "Oh my god, you can actually make hair that moves in video games."
Where were we? Rule number 5, right?
Yeah. Yes.
The cat can learn any skill available to its class, even if it's not something a cat can normally be trained to do. I don't think we're gonna get away with making a cat mage this time.
Don't think so?
No. We'll see, but I don't think so.
Well, darn. Rule number 6. If a tool would be physically impossible for a literal cat to use, even if comically downsized for them, they cannot use it. So, it'd be pretty hard to do a cat mage when they can't hold a wand. That is something that I don't think a cat could use.
Well, technically, you can go completely unarmed as a mage in Dragon Age and still cast spells.
That tells you how much I know about Dragon Age, which is like 0.
Yeah, the staff just speeds up the process.
Oh, I see.
Anyway, rule number 7, if a character sheet has a section that is meant to be filled out in collaboration with the whole table, we leave it blank so that potential players can make it fit the group they're playing with.
And finally, rule number 8 is we have to keep track of every rule that we break, which typically not a lot, but this game, who knows?
We'll see.
Yeah, it's a different venture every time.
Yep. It's these high fantasy games that have a lot of lore and rules to them that always seem to trip you up. Hey, at least we don't have to add cats to the setting.
Yeah, they're already here.
Okay, I've actually been thinking about it since saying that, and a mage might actually be the easiest class to do.
Really?
Yeah. A rogue or a warrior will have all kinds of gear that we will have to worry about in order to do basically anything.
Interesting.
Whereas a mage, it may be more complicated, but like I said, you technically don't need to be able to hold a staff to cast a spell.
Nice.
Yeah, which puts you a little ahead of needing a sword or needing a bow or literally any weapon at all in order to do an attack. I guess the game does have unarmed attacks, but like The second easiest class to make would probably be a rogue, and a rogue would run into the problem that we always run into where it can't use the tools.
Yeah.
But there's not really tools that are necessary to play a mage. So if we throw those out, then we still might end up with a viable character.
Okay. This is a fantasy world, Joel. Who's to say that cats can't be mages?
I mean, I've never seen one before. Again, I've seen cats who have been possessed by demons, but all that means is that cats can dream. And if they can dream, they can access the Fade. And if they can access the Fade, then hypothetically, you could sort of, maybe, have a magic cat.
That's enough justification for me. Let's do it.
All right.
I think with that, we've completed step 1 of the character creation process.
Yeah, so the character creation process here is step 1, create a character process. Step 2, determine abilities. Step 3, choose a background. Step 4, choose a class. Step 5, pick equipment. Step 6, calculate defense and speed. Step 7, pick a name. And step 8, choose goals and character ties.
It's a lot of steps.
Yeah, but like you said, we're already through the first one. Cat Mage.
Cat Mage, here we come. Oh my god, why is this form fillable sheet in Comic Sans?
It's what?
I don't think it's exactly Comic Sans, but it looks like Comic Sans a little bit. It's the font.
Are you using Google Chrome for this by any chance?
I am, but it's never been Comic Sans.
Okay, so no, my concept goals and ties does not include Comic Sans on Firefox.
Dang, it's alright. We'll live. It's just a font. It can't hurt us.
Speak for yourself.
I'll speak for myself and every design major out there.
Oh, you definitely do not speak for every graphic design major out there, especially the professor that I took graphic design under.
Oh, yeah. I think I know who you're talking about because he hated specifically Comic Sans and Papyrus.
My graphic design classes were at community college and not at the university that we attended at the same time.
So I do not know who you're talking about.
No.
But I did have a similar experience with the professor at the college we both went to.
Yeah, there are a lot of graphic designers who just hate Comic Sans and Papyrus with a burning passion.
Not James Cameron. He loves that. Look at Avatar. He loves Papyrus.
That man is no graphic designer. Graphic design is not his passion.
Yeah, it's apparently making movies sitting at the bottom of the ocean. We should probably move on to step 2. Or we could give some examples from step 1.
Nah, we're good.
Alright.
I know the Dragon Age setting well enough.
Alright.
Or, as the people in the biz call it, Thedas.
Thedas.
That's actually the name of the continent that the game takes place on, is called Thedas.
Oh.
But it just stands for the Dragon Age setting.
Oh my god. Wait, please tell me that's real.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
They never abandoned the placeholder name that they came up with for the world.
Oh my god.
It made its production.
That's fair though. I mean, Thedas, pretty unique. You don't think about it. Sounds kind of medieval fantasy-like.
Yeah, sure.
Let's move on to abilities, because we're going to determine those. Your character is defined by 8 abilities: communication, constitution, cunning, dexterity, magic, perception, strength, and willpower. Taken together, these abilities map out your character's strengths and weaknesses. You determine your abilities by randomly rolling dice, giving each one a numeric rating ranging from -2 to 4. A -2 is quite poor, while 4 is outstanding. 1 is average, and yada yada. Pretty basic.
Yeah. So, like, communication covers your character's social skills, personal interactions, and ability to deal with others. So, like, in terms of the games, this would probably be the coercion stat from Origins.
Coercion?
Yeah, if you had level 4 coercion, you could convince anyone to do anything. It actually didn't come up all that much.
Why is the speech skill tree in every game so broken? Every, RPG game out there, if you level up your speech...
Hey, it lets you resolve things peacefully, so...
You know what? That's a W.
Yeah, anyway, so we got that. Then we got Constitution, Fortitude and Resistance to Harm, Cunning, your Intelligence, Knowledge and Education, Dexterity, Agility, Hand-Eye Coordination, the Rogue stat. Magic determines your character's innate arcane power. Perception covers all the senses and abilities to interpret sensory data. Strength is your character's physical prowess, you know, the warrior stat. And willpower encompasses mental toughness, discipline, and confidence.
Nice.
Surprisingly, also a mage stat.
Makes sense. You gotta have confidence to be a mage, you know? You don't want your spells fizzling out because you collapsed under pressure.
Yeah, that's how you end up as an abomination.
True. Happened to my buddy Eric.
So sorry to hear that.
It's alright.
They make him tranquil, or?
I don't know. Didn't talk to the guy after it happened.
Oh, that's probably because the Templars killed him.
Yeah, he had a rough run-in.
Alright, Avalon, I think you should be made aware. When a mage gets possessed by a demon, they turn into an abomination.
Interesting.
Yeah, so anytime we talk about that, that's what's going on there.
Okay.
Basically, the entire, ruling religious body of Southern Thetis it's called the Chantry. It's basically the Catholic Church if Jesus Christ was a woman.
What do you mean, it? No, I'm kidding.
And also, it wasn't God's son, it was God's wife.
Okay, interesting.
But yeah, other than that, it's basically the Catholic Church. They have Templars, who are basically mage hunters and jailers. And as the ruling religious body, they've stoked fear against mages, and it's partially justified because, mages have a direct connection to the Fade. That's where they get their magic from. The Fade is the realm of dreams and spirits, but corrupted spirits become demons. Demons seek a foothold into the waking realm, the real world.
Mm-hmm.
In order to get a foothold into reality, they have to possess something.
Okay, yeah, that tracks.
Mages are easy targets because they have direct access to the Fade. And so, even part of, there's a whole thing about blood magic. Blood magic is you offering your blood up as a offering to a spirit in order to gain more power.
Yeah, classic cult ritual stuff.
Yeah. So that's how blood magic works.
Nice. Now, is this going to be on the test, or?
Yes.
Okay.
But
good thing I'm taking notes.
I feel like some of this stuff is relevant considering that we are making a cat mage.
Yeah. So we gotta make sure that our cat doesn't get possessed by a demon.
Right. Well, I don't think we could do that during character creation. We're not playing as Anders.
True.
Anders, by the way, is an abomination in Dragon Age 2, but he's got a spirit of justice in him and not a demon, so it's not quite the same.
Whack.
Yeah. Also, there's an abomination in your party in Dragon Age Origins, but she doesn't know what kind of spirit is possessing her. She just knows it kept her from dying, and now their life forces are bound together.
Wild. Imagine being bound together by somebody you don't even know.
Hey, they're both our party's healers, so
Okay, so don't ask too many questions, and everything will turn out fine, surely.
Yeah, right.
A demonic healer totally tracks.
No, they're not demonic. They've got the other kind. They've got the other kind of spirit. So they're still technically abominations, but the spirit doesn't want anything from them. So they're not being transformed into a hideous thing and made to act out the demon's will. They're still mostly themselves.
All right. This is going to be a lot to keep track of because I know legitimately nothing about Dragon Age. So this is all intaking new information. My brain.
But yeah, because mages are at the highest risk of being possessed by demons, literally the primary religion of Southern Thetis is using that fear of that happening to basically control the entire mage population. And the Templars gain control of entire governments in some cases because it's a thing in Dragon Age 2 that the city that you're playing the entire game in, it has an actual Viscount, but the real ruling power is the Templar Knight Commander.
All right. I'm going to need you to send me a PDF of all the information on this game.
Hey, Avalon, I've got great news for you. You're looking right at it.
Incredible. I will be reading this. I will study up before November, so I only have a day as this podcast releases.
Yeah, but in our time, you've got 31 days. Well, 30.
Yeah.
Also, we're assuming that we're actually going to do it on November 2nd. We don't know that for sure yet.
True. All right. Are we ready to determine our abilities?
Yes, we got 1 moment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stats, right? Yes.
Yes. So I have 3d6 with me.
Okay. Let's just roll and then assign it to a stat, Cause like, I don't wanna, like, there's some stats that I don't think we can feasibly argue that the cat is good at.
Okay.
Like, I don't think there's any way we could argue the cat is good at communication or strength.
Yeah, no. So do we want to roll all 8 of these, write them out, and then assign accordingly?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. So our first roll...
So you tell me what you roll. You're rolling 3d6, tell me the result, and I'll tell you what the starting ability point is.
Okay. Alright, first roll is 8 plus 5, 13.
13, that is a 2.
Second roll is 9.
That's a 1.
Third roll. Let me get some good ASMR for the viewer, or for the listeners. I dropped one of my dice on the floor.
I don't think that's how it works.
I got it. Yikes. That is a 5.
5, that's a -1.
Okay, well, I think we know where that's going.
Potentially. It can get worse.
It can get worse. Roll number 4 is... Oh, that's a big boy roll. 14.
That's a 2.
Roll number 5 is 15.
That's a 3.
Nice, nice. Roll number 6 is a 12.
That's a 2.
Roll number 7. Oh, triple 4s. That's a 12.
That's 16. Oh, no, 12. You're right. That's 2.
And our final roll is a 9.
That's a 1.
Okay, so we got some pretty good bonuses. We only got 1 negative. That's not bad.
Yeah. It's going in communication.
Okay, so I think one of our +1s should go in strength then. Because, like you said, that's going to be one of
Yep.
quote-unquote dump stats.
Yep.
Now, if we are making a magic cat, I think the +3 should go at magic.
+3 magic.
Yeah.
Yep, +3 magic.
+2 probably wants to go in willpower, one of these.
We've got a lot of +2s, but yeah.
So we have 3 more +2s and 1 +.
Alright, let's put the +1 in Constitution. I think we won't have very high HP.
Yeah, that tracks. And the rest of these get +2.
Yep.
Alright.
And anyone thinks this cat's stats are bullshit, you heard it right here first. We rolled them live.
Yeah. Alright. So, yes, our stats are Communication -1, Constitution +1, Cunning +2, Dexterity +2, Magic +3, Perception +2, Strength +1, and Willpower +2.
Alright.
We can move on to number 3, or step 3, right?
On to backgrounds.
Your character did not spring from nothing. Just like real life, culture and upbringing shape their personality and attributes. In Dragon Age, you pick a background to represent these facets of your character and to determine your race. You should read over the following section and then pick the background you find most appealing or suitable for your character concept. Choosing a background modifies your character in several ways. These are spelled out in each description, but generally include the following. An increase to one or more of your abilities. One or more ability focuses. Determination of your race. Determination of your class choices. And the languages you can speak and read.
Okay, I think we have to be, as a mage, there's only 2 options available to us, I think.
Okay.
We're either a circle mage or we're an apostate.
Alright.
So apostate would mean we exist outside of the circle of magi. We are not under the supervision of the chantry. That's some nice art of Isabella.
Who's Isabella?
The Antivan Wayfarer.
Okay. I think apostate probably works the best or makes the most sense.
Yeah. Well, you might be able to, actually, now that I think about it, let me look. Where's Dalish Elf? Because Dalish Elves have... No, I think a Dalish Elf mage would be considered an apostate. So, do we want to say we're an elven apostate? Do we want to base this off of elven apostates or human apostates?
I think we can do elven. I'm a big fan
Right.
of elves. What can I say?
Now, elves are an oppressed class in the Dragon Age setting.
Oh, true. I forgot about that. But we're a cat. We're not an elf. We're just basing it off an elf.
True. So, if you choose to play an apostate, modify your character as follows. Add 1 to your willpower ability.
Okay.
An apostate needs strength of will to fend off possession.
Okay, so that gives us a +3 willpower.
Yep. Pick one of the following ability focuses, cunning or willpower. That would be natural lore for cunning or self-discipline for willpower. I think it's gotta be self-discipline.
Yeah, I can't imagine that our cat knows that much lore.
Yeah, that seems unlikely.
Alright, choose whether your character is human or an elf or a cat. So
yeah. So our class is Mage, though. And where is the race at?
There is no box for race.
Hmm.
There's a distinguishing features box. There's even a box for height and weight.
Well, we'll get to that in a bit.
You can speak and read the trade tongue.
Well, we can read it. I don't think we can say that we speak it.
Put that in read-only mode. And then finally it just says, take the mage class.
And then we roll twice on the apostate table that matches your chosen race. So if you want to base this on elf, then we would roll 2d6 and look at this table up here. And we get up to 2 benefits.
Okay.
We've already taken the willpower self-discipline bonus, so if we roll a 6, then we'll just re-roll it.
Okay. Alright, let's see what we get. Roll number 1 is a 7 plus 1 magic.
Plus 1 magic.
Let's go. We're going to be the most
This is a really magical cat.
Yeah, the most powerful cat mage in existence. We get, you said 2 of these, right? Yeah, roll twice.
Yep.
Alright, here we go. Roll number 2 is...
Please be a 9, please be a 9, please be a 9.
Okay, 7 again. Gotta re-roll. That is a 9. 5 and a 4.
Awesome. We get the stealth focus for dexterity.
Hell yeah. I can't believe that actually worked out.
Love that.
Alright. That is our background. Is that all we have to do in backgrounds?
I believe so.
It looks like it. So we are on to step number 4, choose a class, which our background did for us. But I'm sure there are some more things down here. God, there are a lot of backgrounds.
There certainly are. Class descriptions, here we go. Well, Mage. So there's magic in all living things, but only a few rare beings can manipulate it. The Mage class represents the users of magic. So choose a class. This is your character's calling in life. So starting on page 31, it looks like.
Okay.
Classes. The class is what you become. Classes are both mythic archetypes and frameworks for your character's advancement. You have a choice of 3. Mage, Rogue, and Warrior. If you want a character who can cast spells, play a Mage. No need to read further. We're there.
Yep, we've done it.
Yep. So, your character starts at level 1, which means they're a novice adventurer. As your character completes adventures and gains experience points, they'll go up in level and get access to new powers. There are 20 levels total in the game, with 1 to 5 roughly being beginner levels, 6 to 12 being middle, and 13 up being high.
Pretty standard stuff here.
There are 2 ways to gain levels in Dragon Age. First, the GM may simply elect to inform you when their player character is advanced a level. This usually occurs after a major milestone or campaign event is reached, such as the end of an adventure or plot arc. The other way to advance is through experience points. If the GM prefers, they can reward points at the end of every adventure or session. When the character has enough experience, they advance to the next level. There are rules for that under the Game Master's Guide, but we don't have to worry about that right now.
Yeah, we're not running a game. Not right now, at least.
So it takes 2,000 XP to reach level 2.
A lot of XP for 1 level. Like the first level.
Yeah, but they tend to... If this works like the game, then they throw a lot of enemies at you at once sometimes, so...
Let's see.
What was I doing? Right.
Looks like then it talks about specialization.
Specializations. You can also give yourself access to more focused ability specializations at level 16 and 14.
6 and 14.
6 and 14, my bad. So we don't worry about that at level 1.
You know.
So at level 1, though, we get some starting spells, or some starting stuff here. We get a spell called Arcane Lance. This is a spell that every mage knows. Mages learn to focus magical power through a staff. If you are holding a quarterstaff, you can make a special ranged attack that damages foes with a lance of magical energy. This is resolved like a normal ranged attack, so stunts are possible, but the attack roll is a magic test. An Arcane Lance has a range of 16 yards and inflicts 1d6 plus magic damage. It requires no mana points to make this attack.
No mana?
These are just things that every mage gets. Don't worry, we'll be publishing this cat's grimoire along with them.
Yes. Pastime.
I think this is a class power.
Oh, is it a class power? Alright.
Yeah, these are class powers, not spells. My bad.
Gotcha.
So the other things we get are mana points. You use mana to power your spells. You start with a number of mana points equal to 10 plus magic plus 1d6, and you gain magic plus 1d6 more whenever you gain a new level.
Okay.
You must keep track of your current mana points. This is a measure of how much magical power is at your command at any given time. You spend mana points when you cast spells. You can regain them through rest and meditation.
So 10 plus 4 plus 1d6.
Roll it.
That is a 3. So 17.
Not a bad starting point.
I was about to say 17 mana points off the rip. That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, some people don't start that well. Anyone who doesn't have +4 mana, anyway. It seems though, like, based on, like, the way this works, like, the absolute best you could probably get is either 20 or 21. Actually, is it possible to get a +4 to start with? I think it is if you roll an 18.
Yeah, you have to max. Gotta roll triple sixes.
Yeah. If you roll 3 1s on the 3d6 roll, you get a -2 starting ability, and if you roll triple sixes, you get a +4.
Dang.
So that means that the absolute best you could get from this, if you're playing a mage, would be 21 points. If you got the exact same boosts that we did. Hey guys, hope you've been enjoying the episode so far. Man, can you believe that Dragon Age the Veilguard is finally coming out tomorrow after 10 years?
10 years? Has it really been that long?
Yeah, Inquisition released in 2014.
Whew, jeez. Well,
right?
I don't know. You'd have to look that one up. I'm not a huge Dragon Age head, you know?
Yeah, 2014.
Dang. Well, hope you're all having fun with that. We've got some stuff to tell you about real quick before we let you get back to the rest of the episode. Joel, what do you think we should start out with?
Well, I think we're going to try and do something a little different to try and cut down on the amount of time we actually spend in the mid-roll. Instead of having you all just go look up our email, our socials, etc., and tell you where to find all that, you know where to find all that. Just go to our website, which is badgertrove.com/literalcatpod. We will also go ahead and tell you to follow us on social media at literalcatpod.
Yep, basically everywhere.
Yeah. And if you can't find us that way on some social media, go to badgertrove.com/literalcatpod and see if it's different there for some reason.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of Badger Trove, if you would like to support us, check out the Patreon, patreon.com/badgertrove. We got some reward tiers over there. You get access to whole new stuff, special episodes whenever they come out, and you get to see some of our future plans. Those are just a couple of the rewards. But if you don't want to support financially, you can also support us by rating and reviewing the episodes.
And quite honestly, I cannot state this enough, the most important way you can support the show. Mm-hmm. Like, even just going onto your podcast app and leaving a 5-star or whatever review you think is appropriate, 5 stars. Like, you don't even have to, like, write out a review. Just leave the rating and it will help us out because the algorithm of your podcast app will see that you left that review and show the podcast to people like you who have similar interests.
Yeah. So do us a huge favor. Hit that one button, the 5-star one. We'll be able to do more cool stuff the more listeners we have.
Exactly. You all want us to do more cool stuff, right?
Yeah, you want to see us make a literal cat in every RPG ever, right?
That's the dream.
That's when we move to daily episodes.
Okay, I don't think we'll ever be that good.
Yeah, no.
Although,
that's way too much.
If y'all can get us enough money that I can afford an editor and maybe a transcriber, we might be able to go to weekly. Don't count on that.
Yeah.
Please don't count on that. But if.
That's going to take a lot of rate and reviews, so get on it.
That's going to take a couple sponsors.
Yeah, for sure.
Which will require us to get the audience numbers. But anyway, I think, we've already hit everything. We got the webpage, we got the socials, rate and review, go to the Patreon. Avalon, tell us about you. What are you going to be up to in the rest of November?
November plans, probably going to be streaming some more. I may keep up the Resident Evil streams because I'm really digging Resident Evil, but there's some other games I'm looking forward to. I kind of want to start streaming Deadlock. I've gotten pretty good at the game, and it's genuinely just so fun. So I might hop on for...
Falling back into his MOBA addiction.
Dude, don't get me started. I was addicted to League for years, and I finally got out. But there's other stuff, too. There's a card shop simulators, some new games coming out. But be sure to check it out, twitch.tv/Avalon Alchemist. And then you can find me almost anywhere else on the internet at Avalon Alchemist. Joel, what do you got going on?
Well, November 10th, Avalon and we finally kind of locked down a date to do our Dragon Age actual play RPG podcast. Or one shot. I guess it's not a podcast because I'll be streaming it.
Yeah.
Over at twitch.tv/OMamerVT.
Yeah, go hit that follow button so you guys know when that's up.
Exactly. We're gonna do our best to make it an event. Although, we're gonna be running one of the pre-made adventure modules that comes with the core rulebook that has all of the different stuff that Green Ronin has published for the game thus far.
Ooh, I can't wait.
Comes with some adventure modules going all the way up to, what was it, level 10, I want to say? Maybe 15?
I don't think we're going to get to level 15 in one stream, but...
We are absolutely not doing that. We are going to get to the end of the first adventure module if we are focused.
Oh, good luck with that. But we'll try our best.
We've literally got one shot to do this. So.
Anything else?
Nope. I'm sorry. That's enough from us. You probably want to hear us get back to making that cat, so let's do that.
Finally, we have a starting talent. You become a novice in one of the following talents. Chirurgy,
linguistics, or lore. I don't know how to pronounce that either.
I assume we can't take linguistics or lore.
Well, we'll see. I'm going to Google this word real quick.
Can you look at chapter 3 for focuses, talents, and specializations?
It's surgery.
Oh. Surgery, sure. That's like friggin' Elden Ring trying to convince everybody that Scadu tree fragments was actually the olden spelling of shadow tree fragments, or shadow. Like, come on. Do we really gotta make chirurgery into surgery? Alright. You've trained in the art of surgery, and your aid is swift and sure. Heal is a minor action for you. What were the other two options?
Linguistics or lore.
Linguistics is you can learn new languages easily. Some of the listed languages are spoken in lands from far from Ferelden, and are not commonly heard there. Or lore, you have an inquisitive mind and absorb facts easily. You have studied hard. When you make a successful cunning test with a lore focus, the GM should give you an extra piece of information on the topic. Well...
I feel like the only thing here we can actually take, maybe, is linguistics.
Yeah.
So, like, you may learn an additional language, and I think we have to argue that, like, we speak Elven to some extent.
Yeah.
Like, elves don't speak very good Elven, but the ones that do, I think it's, again, we can understand it when people talk it to us, maybe.
Yeah, that would make the most sense.
So, like, yeah, put linguistics under our class power, and then under talents and languages. Because, like, the Dalish elves used to be a massive empire that spanned the entire, like, realm of Thedas, but humans basically wiped them out. Their entire history is more or less forgotten, and it's only a handful of roaming tribes that still have any knowledge of the old ways.
I see.
And their knowledge is incredibly limited.
Gotcha. It even says here, Elven is only spoken because the keepers keep it alive.
Yep.
Wow, the rogue, the image for the rogue that they used is very bulky.
That's a pretty cool dude.
He's a cool looking dude, but he is very bulky for a rogue. You know, you don't typically think of
rogues are tanks in...
Do what?
Rogues can be tanks in Dragon Age.
Oh, I didn't know that. When I think of a tank, I'd be like, oh, a warrior is a tank, obviously, you know?
Warriors can be tanks, but in my experience, warrior class characters tend to die first in battle.
Crazy.
No, the tank class, if you want to play a tank, you play a duelist rogue.
Interesting. Do love me duelist.
Also, if you like playing as a ranger, then ranger is also a rogue subclass in this game.
Ah, I figured. Typically a rogue subclass, ranger.
Well, there are some games that make it its whole own thing, so...
That's true.
But you still get the thing where, like, you can summon a bear or whatever.
Let's go! I love summoning woodland creatures to do my bidding. I'm like an evil version of Snow White.
Nah, you know my favorite thing about this game? The Druid is a mage subclass. It's not really called the Druid, it's the Shape Changer.
Okay.
But your party Druid in Dragon Age Origins is like the opposite of what you typically think of for like the stereotypical Druid. She is not in any way like one with nature. Like she was raised in the forest separate from society, but she is cold, calculating, ambitious, and power hungry.
Jeez.
Also can turn into a wolf man, but like...
A werewolf?
No, like she can transform into a bear, spider, or I forget. I've never played a shape changer because it requires you to like build your character a specific way that like doesn't work well for the standard mage.
Oh, interesting.
But like, if you ever played Dragon Age Origins, Arcane Warrior, shape changer as your 2 specializations, put some points in strength, you'll be unstoppable.
Incredible. I'll keep that in mind if the time ever comes where I play Dragon Age.
You should do it. It's a good game series.
I've heard. I tried, I believe, Inquisition, and I wasn't a huge fan of the like combat style that they have in it. I probably should go back and give it another shot because I honestly did not play it for that long because I bought the game when it was on sale for literally like $1. And after I played for a few hours, I was like, whatever.
Honestly, I think Dragon Age Origins is a true and classic CRPG. So like, if you know the old style of Baldur's Gate, the Divinity series, heck, the original Fallout and Elder Scrolls games, I think. Or Knights of the Old Republic, the original Knights of the Old Republic game.
Okay.
Like, games in that style. Like, Dragon Age Origins is a true, like, homage to those.
Okay. See, that I could definitely get down.
And then in Dragon Age 2, they kind of perverted the system a bit to make you look a lot cooler. And then in Dragon Age Inquisition, it's kind of this awkward compromise between wanting that classic tactical, like, pause, zoom out, issue orders, zoom back in and hit play type gameplay that a lot of CRPGs work with, and the need to make you look cool.
Hey, who doesn't love looking cool, you know?
Me. I hate it.
What?
Don't look at me.
But Joel, you look so cool.
Don't lie to me.
Alright, I won't lie to you. You look really cool.
Stop lying.
Alright, I'll stop lying and we can get back on track.
Yeah, what were we doing? Equipment?
Yeah, I think we're on equipment. This is step 5? What step are we on?
We're the one after choosing our class. Players' characters generally do not start their adventures with much to their names, and your character will have a chance to get better equipment, but must start with the basics. Think of better gear as something to aspire to.
Okay.
Yeah.
You gotta work from the bottom up.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So a backpack, traveling clothes, and water skin, I don't think we can say that we have that, so I'm gonna mark that and the fact that we're not supposed to play as a cat as broken rules.
Yep. We can't have like a little scarf on our cat as our traveling clothes.
I mean, we can, but like, I don't think we can say we have a backpack and a water skin.
True. Yeah. Wool break.mp4. So,
if you're a mage, you get 1 weapon and a staff for your arcane lance. I think for us, that has to be just like a stick.
Yeah.
Like just a literal stick.
Alright, stick. I'll put arcane staff in parentheses. And then it says we also get to choose a weapon, but should we?
Our body is a weapon. We've got claws. We've got teeth.
True.
If you're a rogue, we're not. If you're a warrior, again, we're not. If you chose a bow or a crossbow, we didn't. If you have the weapon and shield talent, we don't.
Alright, cool.
Make sure to pick weapons from weapon groups your character knows. Otherwise, you'll suffer penalties when you wield them, and there will be little point in carrying the weapons around, except to hoard them all in your inventory and sell them at the nearest town.
True.
Definitely not speaking from experience.
What? I've never done that in a role-playing game. Are you kidding me?
Never. No one would ever do such a thing.
Nobody would ever craft 700 daggers and sell them to the blacksmith in town. Whose workshop you used.
Yeah. Your character also gets 50 plus 3d6 silver pieces to buy additional gear.
Okay.
Well, we do get the 50 plus 3d6 silver pieces. I don't know about the buying additional gear yet.
Yeah. Do we have like a pouch to keep this gold? To keep all the silver in?
It's tucked away in our scarf, or something.
Okay, cool. I like the or something bit. Alright, 3d6. Okay, 2 1s and a 4. So, we get 56 silver pieces.
I mean, that's basically $56. That's some walking around money.
True. I mean, I can't say true with that much emphasis or enthusiasm. I mean, $56 nowadays.
You don't walk around with $56 in your pocket at all times?
No, because I live in the 21st century and I have a piece of plastic that holds all of my money on it.
Man, you can't rely entirely on the paperless stuff, otherwise your cash option is gonna be taken away from you. Don't you know that? I always walk around with exactly $56 in my wallet. It is my drop reward for mugging me. No, I'm kidding. I do not. Please do not mug me if you see me on the street.
Yeah, that's the good part about being an audio medium, you know? They don't know.
There's a picture of me somewhere on the internet. They know what I look like.
I'll tell you what I'll drop if you mug me. I will punch you.
I mean, I'll punch you too, but I'm not strong. It won't hurt.
I'll tell you what, I'm a large man. I will body slam you to the ground. That's all it takes.
Anyway, where were we?
Not getting mugged. Let's see. Starting equipment is merely a suggestion. It should be tailored to individual campaigns, concepts as needed. Should we pick out more starting equipment, or should we just take the money and run?
I say we take the money and run, but let's look and see if they have stats for a staff.
Okay. This will be in Chapter 4, Weapons, Armor, and Gear.
Also, we should probably look at the Dalish names. They don't have Dalish names. What the heck? We've got Marcher names, we've got Navaran names, Orlesian names, Deventer names, Rivani names, Ferelden names, Chastened, Antivan, Anders, or Ander names, if you're from the Anderfells, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, these are human names, that's why. Canari names. Where's the Dalish names? Dwarven names. Oh, Elven names, there we go. They're on page 41 at the very bottom.
Okay.
So city elves follow the Ferelden standard. Dalish elves generally only identify with themselves by first name, but they also have a clan name. Clan name is shared among all members of the clan and has been passed down for generations. So this cat has been traveling with the Dalish clan, we assume.
Mm-hmm.
Are we working with a boy or a girl? Those are our options.
That's a good question. You know what? Why don't we roll for it? We've rolled for almost anything else. So
sure.
Odds were a guy.
Evens versus odds?
Yeah. Odds, male. Evens, female.
Cool.
I rolled a 5.
We're male. Alright, let's see.
Some sample.
Some of these I recognize from the game series. Like we got Zathrian. That's the guy who made the werewolves.
Dope.
Yeah, he had to die so that I could unmake the werewolves.
God. Understandable, you know. I wouldn't want to have werewolves running rampant, and if I found out that I could just kill the guy that made them, I think that would be a kind of solve all my problems situation.
I mean, he sacrificed his own life to do the right thing, but like, let's see, we've got our sample names here: Athras, Phalos, Harel, Lindel, Masarion, Nethris, Pelion, Ralath, Sorel, and Zathrian.
Kind of like Lindel.
Lindel? Yeah, that's an okay name. You can name him Lindel. I don't know if it's Lindel or Lindell.
It's in the eye of the beholder.
There's no beholders in the Dragon Age setting.
Well, I have nothing. we'll call it Lindell. How about that?
Okay. Also, did we calculate defense and speed?
We did not. We kind of skipped over that.
Yeah, we also need to actually look up what a staff does.
So I looked at the armors and weapons page. There were no staves on there. Was there a
quarterstaff?
There was stats for quarterstaff, but I mean we have a stick, Joel.
Because the apostate section described the staff as a quarterstaff.
Okay, we go back down to weapons. Let's see.
Like I don't think we literally have a staff that is as good as the quarterstaff. You're on page 78.
Yes. So that is 1d6 plus 1 and 3 silver pieces.
Well, we get it for free, but...
Yeah, true. I'll put that under our stick as our arcane staff.
I think technically we can use any kind of staff. So a club or a morning star would also technically work? That's weird.
That is weird.
I think we should classify this as a club.
Really?
Because that's the smallest one.
Okay. Yeah. A short cudgel made from fashioned of hardwood or sometimes metal. This category also includes weapons like saps. Sap.
You Googling a sap?
Yeah. Oh.
Is that the, like, BDSM whip thing?
It might be. Yeah, it looks just like a little baton.
Yeah, that's what the Dominatrix class uses in Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth.
Oh, okay. Wild that that's a class, but from everything I've heard about the Yakuza games, that tracks. So if we're classifying this as a club, it is just 1d6, not +1. It doesn't say what our attack
I feel...
is, but I don't think we'll need it, because I doubt we'll ever be attacking with our stick.
Well, that's the damage. The minimum strength is not relevant. Attack roll, where is that?
It's
not listed, huh?
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Does not say. Oh, wait. I would assume it's dexterity. Because it says it's a dexterity.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's...
So...
Yeah, okay.
Our attack roll...
Just write dexterity in there.
Okay.
That makes sense. There is logic to that.
I'm what one might call a thinker.
If you say so.
What?
Huh. Apparently a bed frame costs 30 silver.
Dude, if I could buy a bed frame for $30, my room would be tricked out, brother.
Well, you probably could, if you were okay with it breaking.
I could make a bed frame for $30 if I was okay with it breaking.
I mean, hey, get enough PVC pipe.
So true.
Don't do that, chat. I don't think that's a good idea.
I think that's a great idea. This is not advice. Don't actually do that. We are not liable for anybody who makes a bed frame out of PVC pipe and then injures themselves.
All right, let's actually go and calculate our defense and speed.
There are 2 final numbers you need to calculate for your character. Defense measures how hard it is to hit your character in combat. The higher the defense, the better. You calculate defense as follows. Defense equals 10 plus dexterity plus shield bonus if applicable. It is not. Our defense would be 10 plus 2. Well, easy peasy. Speed. Speed measures gait and quickness of foot. Basically, your character can move up to a number of yards equal to speed when taking a move action. This is explained in greater detail in Chapter 2 Playing the Game. You calculate speed as follows. Elf speed is 12 plus dexterity minus armor penalty.
We're not wearing armor, we're a mage.
Yep, so 12 plus 2, 14.
Nice. Mages wear robes, not armor. Now, we've already named our character, so there's one step left, which is goals and ties.
Okay.
We're almost ready to go. Before you jump into your first adventure, though, take a few minutes to think about your character's goals and what ties you might have to other characters in the group. Okay, so we're skipping ties.
Okay.
Your character can have any number of goals, but try to come up with at least 3. Goals usually have something to do with why your character became an adventurer in the first place. It's not a common calling, after all, and certainly not a safe one. The driving forces often translate into one or more goals. When making your list, try and come up with a mix of short and long-term goals. Short-term goals are things that you want to focus on now, and long-term goals are of a size and scope that may require years or even decades of struggle.
Ooh.
A good GM will take your goals into account when running the game, and the more info the GM has to work with, the better. So what makes a good goal? First, a good goal should help define your character by making explicit what is important to them. Second, it should provide story hooks that other players and the game master can grab and use in play.
Alright.
Guidelines for designing more complex and longer-term character goals can be found in Chapter 6, Advanced Roleplaying. But we're beginners, so...
Yeah, we're just starting out.
Yeah, so let's see. We need, let's say, 2 short-term goals and a long-term goal.
Okay, so short-term goal number 1. What's a good short-term goal for Cat? Now, did we, come into being knowing, oh, hey, I have an affinity for magic? Or do you think this cat, recently discovered that they have magic and is like, dang, I gotta figure out what's up with this?
Well, if being a level 1 mage implies a certain level of training still. So I would say this cat has known for a short while that they can use magic.
Okay. Do you think we studied under anyone or cause we need to have some basis.
Okay, so here's what I think we could do for a backstory. In Dalish clans, the one who is usually allowed to learn and master magic is the keeper.
Okay.
So a Dalish clan typically only has 2 mages, the keeper and their first. The first is an apprentice. The first will become the keeper when the old keeper dies.
Okay.
And elves in this setting have a mortal's lifespan, so that's 70 to 80 years.
Dang.
Zathrian is the only elf who lived more than a century, and that was again because he put a curse on people and used his own life force to keep it alive. not really a sustainable plan for the entire Dalish.
Yeah, no. Probably not in the business of putting curses on people.
No, it's a complicated situation. But anyway, you don't just cast a curse like that for, like, unprovoked. But like, my point is that this could be the Keeper's pet.
That's kind of that's why I thought you were going with that. So we're the Keeper's pet. What if, because I'm trying to think of how this would lead into a goal, because this is some good, like, background for the character, for Lindell.
I don't think that the Keeper would necessarily formally recognize this cat as their first.
Yeah.
Like, that seems unlikely, but it could be that as a mage, as a cat that has access to the Fade, this cat has a higher level of understanding of the world and maybe a deeper understanding of the situation its clan is in.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm thinking this is not short term, but like maybe we could work with a long-term goal to like maybe get something that we could do immediately. So like I'm thinking 2 potential long-term goals for this cat could be A, get recognized as a first.
Ooh, okay. What's B?
Make a major discovery about the past of the Dalish. Like discover some forgotten knowledge.
Ooh. I don't know which one of those I like more.
Well, technically we could do both. Like 3 is just like the minimum recommended goals.
True. I like those. I like those goals.
Yeah. So with that in mind, what would be potentially a short-term goal, a good first step to achieving one of those long-term goals?
Gain more power, which could essentially just be us going from like level 1 to level 2. Like gain a better understanding of how magic works within ourselves, you know?
Yeah.
Because once you practice, you can only get better.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wrote down gain some understanding of magic and enhance my abilities.
Yep.
I feel like is a very realistic and understandable short-term goal.
Yeah. I don't know that we need a secondary short-term goal because that first goal gets us a step closer to both of our long-term goals.
Yes. That's kind of what I was thinking of, like, you know, the first stepping stone in our journey.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah,
So we don't necessarily need another short-term goal unless... Do we want to add some complication to this character's backstory?
I was thinking about that, of like, because when you mentioned the Keeper, I was like, what if this Keeper has a first and notices that this cat is doing magic on the side and is like, hold up, you can't do that. Like, what if the Keeper is like in an attempt to catch this cat? Or, I don't know. Well, I'm trying to think of a way to word that. Like, because he could either want to catch the cat, push the cat away so that, you know, there's no confusion on who his first is.
Well, I don't think that, like, even if the cat was learning magic and the Keeper recognized that the cat was learning magic, I don't think that anyone would seriously consider it to be a candidate for the first because it's a cat.
Yeah, true.
Or he's a cat. But that doesn't mean the cat doesn't see the actual first as a rival.
That's true.
So show up my rival, maybe?
Yeah. I was thinking that, because I was thinking, like, gain some form of renown, but this works with that. Show up my rival, aka, I'll just say the current first.
Yeah. Also, since we have a clan, that we've established that we are actively a member of a Dalish clan, do we want to choose a clan that we're part of? Because we've got some sample clan names here.
Sure.
That's on page 42. So those are Alvar, Brightmoor, Brunwyn, Elwood, Fadric, Litwin, Redway, Winbow, or Yonwyn.
Trying to think in terms of, like, Lindell of Elwood, Lindell of Litwin, you know?
See, if you play as a Dalish elf inquisitor, that's the Lavellan clan. I'm trying to think if we know any other... What was Meryl's clan name?
Oh, I know that one. That was
remember.
the Pladusus clan.
The what?
I'm messing with you. I have no idea who or what you're talking about.
Meryl is a blood mage. She is a companion in Dragon Age 2. She's chill, though, so... Wait, she was in Origins? What?
Oh?
Oh! No wonder I don't recognize her. I've never played as a Dalish elf. She was apparently part of the origin path for that one. So, like, in Dragon Age Origins, every single, like, character background had a unique tutorial.
Oh.
So, yeah. That means that the clan that you meet in Dragon Age 2 is the clan from the origin path in the original Dragon Age game. Interesting. I didn't realize that. Anyway, I'm trying to see... Sabre. That's the name of Meryl's clan.
Sabre. I like that clan name.
Yeah, but... Okay, there's an issue with taking that clan, which is that you have the option to completely wipe them out in Dragon Age 2.
Oh. Yeah, maybe not.
The Elwood clan. Let's do that one. Why not?
I dig it. Lindell of Elwood.
Yeah. I mean, that would be your last name on the name section.
Oh, wait, really? Just...
Yeah. The clan name is... Every member of the clan has the same last name.
Oh, so it's not even... Oh, it's just Lindell Elwood.
Yeah.
Okay.
Members of a clan aren't even necessarily related. They're just kept in line by the keeper.
Wild.
But also they can be related and, like, grow up together and whatnot, so...
Yeah, I would assume, like, once you're in the clan...
Yeah, but they have a very complicated, like, situation, as I'm sure you can understand from knowing that elves are a very oppressed race in the setting, and also that mages are an oppressed race, and Dalish keep mages in their clans.
Yeah. I mean, God, mages just really don't have a good time in Dragon Age, sounds like.
No. Well, except in Tevinter, where they're in charge, but...
That place, they're living it up.
That's Northern Thedas. Also, that's the end of character creation.
We done a... Bing! Trying to mimic a little confetti thing. I noticed we didn't use the Grimoire sheet at all.
Yeah, I guess we don't start out with spells, except for the Arcane Lance.
So what?
Which is kind of just like our ranged attack as a mage.
Yeah.
I guess.
Let me double check here, because I could have swore your ability is... Oh, we did miss it. Magic training gives you 3 spells to start with. You can gain more through talents and class powers. See Chapter 5.
Oh!
Yeah. I was like, I
Okay.
could have swore, like, there's no way it doesn't let us start with magic spells.
Yeah, that would be kind of wild. Like, I was wondering, but like, also, let's go to Chapter 5 and get some magic.
The danger.
Moment, where is Chapter 5?
Chapter 5 is on page 100, or 101 in the PDF.
We can just skip down to... I've already kind of explained a lot of the magic lore to you, so...
Yeah.
Starting spells. Only a mage can learn spells, so be sure to pick this class if you want to use magic. At level 1, mage begins the game knowing 3 spells. If you are the only mages in your group, you should seriously consider taking the heal spell as one of them. They've got some suggestions here for us. Balanced mage, which comes with arcane, bolt, heal, and rock armor. Creation mage, which would be Glyph of Paralysis, Heal, and Heroic Offense. Entropy Mage, which would be Daze, Drain Life, and Weakness. Primal, which would be Flame Blast, Rock Armor, and Winter's Grasp. That's the fun one. And Spirit Mage, which is Mind Blast, Spell Shield, and Walking Bomb.
Jeez.
Walking Bomb. Okay. Maybe it's not as powerful in the RPG, but in the games, that's like a high-level spell.
I was about to say, that sounds crazy. Walking Bomb sounds menacing as hell.
Yeah, you basically turn a low-level enemy into a bomb.
Oh my god. Well, do we want to take one of these suggested combos?
Yeah, do you want to... What kind of mage do you think we would be? I feel like if we are learning under a keeper, it is likely we would end up as either a creation mage or either a creation mage, balanced, or spirit mage. I kind of don't think that, at least based on the clans that we've met in-game, that they would condone the use of blood magic, or, well, they might condone the use of, like, primal magic, but also they travel a lot in forests, and primal magic is, like, raw elemental power, so, like, fire magic might be frowned upon.
Oh, interesting.
So that makes me think we'd either be balanced, creation, or spirits.
I'm trying to think. Balanced might be the way to go, because, like, I'm thinking, like, if you're teaching a student, presumably Lindell picked up all this stuff from his keeper teaching the first. When you're teaching a student, I would assume you would want to teach them, like, hey, here are some basic spells. Here's an attack spell, here's a heal spell, and here's a defense spell,
Yeah.
But also that feels kind of like the cheap option, I guess. I don't know, like a basic pick. But, sometimes it's best to not overcomplicate it. What do you think?
I kind of think the balanced mage sounds like a bunch of, like, easy spells.
Yeah.
Creation mage sounds maybe more like, not necessarily lore accurate, but like, it wants to start you up with glyph magic and heroic offense. which are much more complicated spells, even if they're like low level.
Uh-huh.
So I kind of think balanced.
Okay, yeah. Let's see. Arcane Bolt, Heal, and Rock Armor.
Yep. Okay, so
Let's just go in order, because they're listed.
oh, what's the magical mishaps thing? I've not seen this before. So, mana drain. The mage loses mana equal to twice the spell's original cost, in addition to the initial cost paid, for a total of triple the usual cost.
Jeez.
Mana burn. The mage loses health equal to twice the spell's original costs. Backlash. The shock of the mishap leaves the mage unable to cast any spells for 1d6 rounds.
That could be incredibly punishing.
Misfire. The spell effect occurs but targets an ally rather than the enemy, or vice versa, or has the opposite of the intended effect, healing rather than harming, or vice versa. Lost in the Fade. The mage falls into a trance, their spirit lost in the depths of the Fade for 2d6 minutes.
Jeez. They're helpless.
The mage is helpless during this time and vulnerable to a coup de grace.
Dang.
Harrowing. As Lost in the Fade, except the mage also must make a TN13 willpower, faith, or self-discipline test every 2 minutes to avoid being possessed by a demon.
Oh my god. So you can get possessed by a demon in the RPG. In the TTRPG.
Yeah. If you get possessed and become an abomination, there's like exactly one way to help you, and the cost for doing it is extreme.
Jeez.
So usually they just let the Templars kill you.
Damn. I'm looking at our spells real quick.
We've got Arcane Bolts, which is the Magic School of Spirit, spell type attack, mana cost 2, casting time major action, target number 10, dexterity test of acrobatics versus spell power, and has no, requirement. So the enemy has to make an acrobatics save to avoid this spell.
I'll just put SP for spell power.
Okay. Then our next spell was Heal. Man, I love Chain Lightning. Don't you agree?
Chain Lightning is very fun.
Heal is on page 118. It's in the Magic School of Creation. It's a utility spell. Costs anywhere between 1 and 3 MP. It's a major action. Target number is 10. No test and no requirement. Your touch heals wounds and restores vigor to one wounded target. You can choose to spend up to 3 mana points when you cast the spell. For each mana point spent, the target gets back 1d6 health. You can cast this on yourself.
Dang.
It's a good spell.
It does sound pretty good. Finally is Rock Armor.
Rock Armor. Heck yeah.
We love some Rock Armor.
Rock Armor is also a pretty good spell.
And it costs 3 to 8.
Yeah, that makes sense. Your skin becomes hard as stone and protects you from harm. Rock Armor has an armor rating equal to your magic ability. So 4. Nice.
Nice.
The spell lasts for 1 hour, but its duration can be extended by spending additional mana points. For each additional MP spent beyond the first 3, Rock Armor remains in effect for another hour to a maximum of 6 hours total.
Oh.
A mage wearing regular armor gains no benefit from this spell. You can only cast this on yourself.
Nice. Alright.
Yeah, this is one that every mage that actually wears robes takes.
Yeah, understandable.
And most mages wear robes.
Not our mage. He wears a scarf.
Close enough.
Close enough, yeah.
What kind of cat is this? Okay, I'll tell you, most of the cats that we've seen in Dragon Age are orange with, light to white stripes.
Okay. I mean, we could just do that. Those are the only ones we know exist in the world.
But it's a type of tabby cat.
What age should our cat be?
They gotta be 5 or 6, right?
Surely. Yeah. We'll do 5. A little on the younger side.
Okay.
Height, feeling a good 9.3 inches.
Yeah, sure.
How big should this cat be?
Oh, this cat is lean, so 8.8,
Okay.
I think.
8.8 lbs. Alright. I think that is it.
Yep, I think so. We've actually done it this time. And we have a grimoire.
Yeah. Who knew that we would give our mage cat spells? It's crazy.
Certainly not me.
Okay, well, there you go, everybody.
That's it. That's the game. So broken rules, not supposed to be a cat. We kind of modified the Dalish elf stuff to be for a cat. And we took away the backpack and water skin from our cat.
Mm-hmm.
Because we couldn't really justify the cat having those.
Yeah, so not that many rules broken.
Yeah, 3 rules, not too bad. Maybe 2, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah.
But anyway, with that out of the way, Avalon, did you come up with a cat pun for us?
I did. What does a Australian feline hero use as their trusty weapon? Any guesses?
Australian? No, nothing.
A Catarang. Okay, I was thinking like Batman, you know, he has the batarangs, you know, the cat.
Okay. Okay.
That's alright. I'll try to do better next time.
Thank you everyone for listening. See you next time.